And one of the things that we both kind of had a similar journey with was I didn't realize that I was psychically channeling what my clients needed in that moment. I just knew what they needed and went with it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I thought I was doing at the time, but I had not connected the dots. And then, so I was doing that completely naturally without having to think it, without having to force it. It
Yeah.
just happened. I can tap into a business very quickly, know where they're going, what they need, and where they need to move. And 9 times out of 10, it's not about what they're doing, it's about the individual behind the scenes. So when you started connecting your spirituality to your business, what changed? When you allowed it, when you actually owned it and allowed it?
Yeah, well, one thing that changed massively for me was I wrote the Basine method. And the Basine method came about as a methodology, really, because quite a lot of PRs, when they work with clients, they lead first with the stories. Why does it need to be put? But they forget the B bit, which is the bit that I created. So the B before you get to the scene is you start with the at the beginning with what does that person actually want? What is their vision for the future? And I do a BC VIP days, and I sit down with my clients and I say, right, describe to me what you're doing in the future. Now that future might be different for everyone. And where my gifts come in is they describe it to me, and as they're describing it to me, I can see it in my own mind, but I can also see what they're not telling me, or sometimes what they're not even aware of themselves because it's in their subconscious. Or so I've had clients that have ended up changing direction completely because what they've realised that they wanted, they weren't fully aware of, and actually, in order to get that vision that they want, they have to pivot so they're targeting a slightly different audience than they initially thought. So I align them with what they want to achieve, but then also who they are in their souls and what their souls, almost like what their soul's purpose is. And I can just feel when something is right for them and something's lighting them up.
Mm.
And I attune the visibility to things that light them up and like set the soul on fire, because otherwise they're not going to get to that big goal and that big vision unless it's lighting them up and they're doing things they love and enjoy and love to talk about and all of that. And that's what I tease out of them at the beginning.